Question 1. In a context of Oracle Procurement Cloud, Mr. Davis is configuring business units and inventory organizations across multiple legal entities. He notices that some inventory transactions fail due to incorrect unit assignments. What should Mr. Davis do to ensure proper transaction processing? A. Merge all inventory organizations under a single legal entity. B. Assign each inventory organization to the correct business unit and legal entity. C. Disable multi-org access for all users to reduce errors. D. Create separate users for each inventory organization. Answer. Correct answer. B. Assigning inventory organizations to the correct business unit and legal entity ensures that transactions are processed in alignment with the enterprise structure. Merging all organizations under one legal entity is impractical for global operations. Disabling multi-org access may hinder legitimate transactions and is not a scalable solution. Creating separate users does not address the root structural misalignment, whereas correct assignments enforce proper transaction visibility, legal compliance, and reporting accuracy consistent with Oracle best practices for multi-org setups. Question 2. Based on the information about supplier management, Isabel Patel discovers that some suppliers have incomplete compliance information in the system. What is the most effective approach for ensuring supplier compliance is consistently evaluated? A. Manually verify supplier information for each purchase order. B. Configure supplier qualification models and assessments in Oracle. C. Allow procurement managers to update supplier profiles as needed. D. Restrict supplier activation until they submit all documents. Answer. Correct answer. C. While manual verification and restricting activation may appear effective, they are inefficient and inconsistent for large supplier bases. Configuring qualification models standardizes evaluation but relies on accurate input. Allowing procurement managers to update profiles ensures real-time, accurate compliance monitoring and integration with the supplier lifecycle, enabling continuous tracking of risk and qualifications. Aligns with best practices in Oracle Procurement Cloud by decentralizing data accuracy while maintaining governance. Question 3. According to recent studies in self-service procurement, Mr. Lopez wants to improve catalog usability for end users requesting items. Which strategy should he prioritize? A. Enable punch-out catalogs and assign appropriate content zones. B. Require it to approve all catalog searches before execution. C. Limit catalog items to high-value purchases only. D. Disable internal catalogs and rely solely on external catalogs. Answer. Correct answer. A. Enabling punch-out catalogs with proper content zone assignment allows users to access relevant catalogs efficiently, improving self-service experience. Requiring it approval for searches creates bottlenecks and reduces agility. Limiting items to high-value purchases restricts operational efficiency and user autonomy. Disabling internal catalogs reduces flexibility and increases dependency on external suppliers. Punch-out catalogs integrated with content zones ensure compliance, personalized access, and seamless procurement workflows. Question 4. When considering sourcing negotiations, is new and is evaluating supplier bids for a complex sourcing event. She notices inconsistent scoring criteria across suppliers. What should she do to standardize the evaluation? A. Apply different scoring criteria for each supplier to reflect flexibility. B. Configure a standardized negotiation scoring matrix in Oracle. C. Evaluate suppliers informally and document results externally. D. Rely solely on supplier price to select the winner. Answer. Correct answer. C. Standardizing evaluation is critical for fair supplier selection. While configuring a scoring matrix ensures consistent scoring, relying solely on informal evaluation creates risks of bias and misalignment with sourcing policies. Applying different criteria per supplier reduces transparency and may lead to audit issues. Ignoring qualitative factors and using only price undermines strategic sourcing principles. Documented assessment, standardized matrices, and adherence to pre-configured negotiation criteria ensures defensible, consistent decisions aligned with best practices. Question 5. From the perspective of reporting and analytics, Mr. Kim wants real-time visibility into procurement spend across multiple business units. Which approach is most aligned with Oracle best practices? A. Generate manual Excel reports weekly from each business unit. B. Use Oracle Transactional Business Intelligence OPA for consolidated dashboards. C. Ask each procurement manager to submit a report monthly. D. Export purchase orders to a third-party buy tool for analysis. Answer. Correct answer. B. OPI provides real-time self-service reporting that consolidates data across business units, enabling timely decision-making. Manual Excel reports or relying on monthly submissions introduce latency and potential errors. Exporting to third-party tools increases maintenance complexity and can compromise data security. Using OPI leverages Oracle's integrated reporting framework, offering consistent drill-down capabilities and secure auditable insights, which is critical for advanced procurement monitoring and compliance analysis. Question 6. Given the circumstances in contract management, Thomson is setting up a new supplier contract with complex obligations and multiple deliverables, which practice ensures proper tracking and compliance. A. Manually track deliverables in spreadsheets. B. Configure contract deliverables and link them to obligations in Oracle. C. Use email reminders for each deliverable deadline. D. Assign deliverable tracking solely to the supplier. Answer. Correct answer. B. Configuring contract deliverables linked to obligations in Oracle ensures systemized tracking, accountability, and automated alerts. Manual spreadsheets or email reminders are prone to errors and lack centralized visibility. Delegating tracking only to the supplier reduces control and compliance assurance. System-based configuration enforces contract terms, integrates with approvals, and supports auditability, aligning best practices for contract lifecycle management and risk mitigation. Question 7. Considering the evidence in purchasing configuration, Edwards needs to implement approval rules for purchase orders exceeding a threshold. What is the most effective approach? A. Require all orders to bypass approval to speed up procurement. B. Configure hierarchical approval rules based on amount and department. C. Use a single user to approve all high-value POS manually. D. Send approval requests externally via email without Oracle integration. Answer. Correct answer. D. Hierarchical approval rules ensure that purchase orders follow structured governance based on thresholds and departmental roles. Bypassing approval undermines controls and compliance. Using a single approver creates bottlenecks and potential conflicts of interest. Sending approval externally without integration increases risk of delays, miscommunication, and audit issues. Proper Oracle-based hierarchical configuration in automated, auditable, and scalable approval workflows, critical for governance and segregation of duties in procurement. Question 8. Through the lens of user and role management, Singh is creating new users for procurement operations. She needs to ensure minimal privilege access while allowing effective task execution. What is the best approach? A. Assign all job and data roles to new users to avoid access issues. B. Assign only necessary job and data roles aligned with tasks. C. Create one shared user for multiple team members. D. Give temporary admin access to every new user. Answer. Correct answer. C. Principle of least privilege dictates assigning only roles necessary for task execution. Assigning all roles exposes sensitive data and increases risk. Shared users reduce accountability and auditability. Temporary admin access introduces security vulnerabilities. Carefully aligning job and data roles ensures users can complete their duties without overprivileging, maintaining compliance, security, and operate efficiency in line with Oracle Procurement Cloud best practices. Question 9. Upon closer examination of supplier registration, Mr. Romero notices multiple duplicate supplier entries causing reporting inconsistencies. What is the most effective corrective action? A. Allow duplicates to persist but manually adjust reports. B. Configure supplier import rules with validation and duplicate detection. C. Delete all supplier entries and start fresh without validation. D. Merge suppliers without reviewing their purchase history. Answer. Correct answer. A. Proper supplier import configuration with validation rules and duplicate detection prevents redundant entries, maintains data integrity, and ensures accurate reporting. Allowing duplicates to persist leads to inconsistent spend analysis and compliance risk. Deleting entries without validation risks data loss, while merging without reviewing history can result in incorrect financial and operational records. System-based duplicate management aligns with Oracle best practices for supplier lifecycle management. Question 10. In light of recent developments in FlexFields, is Baker wants to extend the requisition form to capture additional project information without impacting existing functionality. Which approach is best? A. Modify the base application tables directly to add new fields. B. Use descriptive flex fields to add custom segments for project info. C. Replace Oracle's standard requisition module with custom app. D. Store additional project info externally in spreadsheets. Answer. Correct answer. B. Descriptive flex fields provide a safe, extensible method to capture additional data while preserving standard application functionality and upgrade compatibility. Modifying base tables risks breaking the application during updates. Replacing modules increases complexity and maintenance overhead. Storing data externally reduces visibility, integration, and reporting capabilities. Using flex fields aligns with our extensible design principles, enabling configurable data capture without impacting core processes or compliance. Question 11. In the context of supplier lifecycle management, Mr. Alvarez is reviewing a recently onboarded supplier and notices incomplete tax and banking information, which could delay payments. What should he do to ensure timely supplier activation and compliance? A. Activate the supplier immediately and update details later. B. Configure required fields in supplier registration to enforce completion. C. Send a one-time email requesting the missing information. D. Disable the supplier profile permanently until manually reviewed. Answer. Correct answer. B. Enforcing required fields during supplier registration ensures that critical information such as tax and banking details is collected upfront, preventing delays in activation and payments. Activating the supplier without complete data introduces compliance and financial risks. Sending a one-time email relies on manual follow-up, which is inconsistent and error-prone. Permanently disabling profiles is impractical and disrupts supplier onboarding. Proper configuration supports streamlined, compliant supplier lifecycle management in Oracle Procurement Cloud. Question 12. From the perspective of purchasing configuration, Lauren is setting up approval hierarchies for a multinational organization. Certain purchase orders need dual approvals based on department and threshold. What is the most effective approach? A. Assign a single approver for all purchase orders to simplify the workflow. B. Configure hierarchical approval rules combining department and amount criteria. C. Require all approvals to go through the procurement manager only. D. Approve orders manually outside Oracle using spreadsheets. Answer. Correct answer. B. Hierarchical approval rules in Oracle allow multiple criteria to govern approvals, ensuring that high-value orders or those from specific departments receive appropriate oversight. Assigning a single approver oversimplifies governance, potentially violating compliance requirements. Manual approvals outside the system compromise auditability and control. Routing all approvals through a single manager creates bottlenecks. Configured hierarchical rules enforce governance, segregation of duties, and automated, auditable workflows. Question 13. Considering the evidence in self-service procurement, Mr. Chen wants to reduce the time employees spend searching for items. Which strategy would best enhance efficiency while maintaining compliance? A. Restrict catalog access to one internal supplier only. B. Enable content zones and configure user-specific catalog access. C. Disable catalog browsing entirely and require manual requisitions. D. Allow unrestricted access to all catalogs for all employees. Answer. Correct answer. C. Content zones allow organizations to control user access based on role or business unit, ensuring relevant items are available while maintaining compliance. Restricting catalogs to a single supplier limits flexibility and choice. Disabling catalog browsing or unrestricted access reduces efficiency, increases errors, and risks policy violations. Configured content zones balance efficiency and governance, stream requisition creation, improving user experience, and supporting internal procurement policies effectively. Question 14. When analyzing sourcing events, Romero observes that some suppliers are submitting incomplete bids, making fair evaluation difficult. What is the most appropriate Oracle-based solution? A. Allow submission but manually adjust scores to compensate. B. Configure mandatory bid fields and enforce qualification criteria. C. Ignore missing information and evaluate based solely on price. D. Remove non-compliant suppliers from the system permanently. Answer. Correct answer. B. Configuring mandatory bid fields and qualification criteria ensures that all suppliers provide consistent, complete information for fair evaluation. Manually adjusting scores introduces subjectivity and audit risk. Ignoring missing data and evaluating only price undermines strategic sourcing principles. Permanently removing suppliers is excessive and may reduce competition. System-enforced bid requirements and transparency, consistency, and compliance while supporting Oracle best practices in sourcing management. Question 15. In the context of contract deliverables, Singh is tracking multiple obligations in a long-term supplier contract. Several deadlines are approaching simultaneously, which approach ensures compliance and reduces risk. A. Track deliverables manually in spreadsheets. B. Configure deliverables with automated notifications and linking to obligations. C. Rely on the supplier to inform when deliverables are met. D. Monitor only high-value deliverables and ignore minor obligations. Answer. Correct answer. D. Configuring contract deliverables with automated notifications and linking them to obligations ensures all contract terms are tracked, deadlines are met, and risk is mitigated. Manual tracking is error-prone and inefficient. Relying solely on the supplier reduces accountability. Ignoring minor obligations can lead to compliance breaches and penalties. System-based tracking supports auditability, integration with approvals, proactive management of contract obligations, aligning with best practices for contract lifecycle management. Question 16. Given the circumstances in reporting and analytics, Jensen wants to create a real-time procurement dashboard that includes spend, supplier performance, and pending approvals. Which Oracle tool should she use? A. Export data to Excel and create pivot tables. B. Use Oracle Transactional Business Intelligence (OPI) for dashboards. C. Collect reports from each procurement manager manually. D. Build a third-party dashboard with a Oracle integration. Answer. Correct answer. A. OPI is designed for real-time integrated reporting and dashboards, providing consistent, up-to-date insights. Manual Excel exports or collecting reports individually introduce latency errors and limited visibility. Third-party dashboards without integration can lead to data inconsistency, security risks, and high maintenance. OPI leverages pre-built subject areas and data models, enabling drill-down, interactive analysis, and timely decision-making, supporting governance, compliance, and efficient procurement monitoring across the enterprise. Question 17. Under the assumption that supplier qualifications are not consistently evaluated, Howard notices recurring procurement risks. Which Oracle-based approach ensures ongoing supplier compliance and risk mitigation? A. Periodically review supplier records manually. B. Configure qualification models and recurring assessments. C. Remove suppliers that have failed past qualifications. D. Rely on purchase order approvals to flag supplier issues. Answer. Correct answer. B. Using qualification models and recurring assessments ensures systematic evaluation of supplier capabilities, risk exposure, and compliance. Manual reviews are inconsistent and labor-intensive. Removing suppliers solely based on past failures may reduce supply options unnecessarily. Relying on purchase orders to flag issues is reactive rather than proactive. System-configured qualifications provide structured, repeatable alignment with supplier lifecycle processes and enable risk management while maintaining compliance and transparency across Oracle Procurement Cloud. Question 18. In light of recent developments, Carte is extending the requisition form to capture additional internal project information without affecting standard functionality. Which approach best aligns with Oracle recommendations? A. Modify the database tables to include new fields. B. Use descriptive flex fields to extend the requisition form. C. Create an external application to manage project information. D. Store additional details in a shared spreadsheet for users. Answer. Correct answer. B. Descriptive flex fields provide a safe Oracle-supported mechanism to extend forms without modifying base tables, preserving upgrade compatibility and standard functionality. Modifying tables directly risks breaking the system. External applications or spreadsheets reduce integration, reporting, and auditability. Flex fields allow configurable, context-sensitive data capture, maintain consistency, and align with practices for extending data models while ensuring compliance, accurate reporting, and operational efficiency within Oracle Procurement Cloud. Question 19. Through careful analysis of purchase order management, Mr. Wilson notices frequent errors when users request changes to approved POS. What is the recommended solution to manage modifications effectively? A. Allow users to edit POS directly after approval. B. Implement change order functionality with defined approval workflows. C. Require users to cancel and recreate the PO for any change. D. Let the supplier accept changes without internal approval. Answer. Correct answer. D. Implementing change orders with defined workflows ensures control modifications to approved purchase orders, maintaining audit trails, governance, and compliance. Allowing direct edits bypasses controls, increasing risk. Canceling and recreating POS is inefficient and prone to errors. Letting suppliers accept changes without internal approval introduces financial and operational risk. Proper change order management aligns Oracle best practices, preserving integrity, traceability, and proper approvals for procurement documents. Question 20. While examining user and role management, Ramos wants to prevent excessive access to sensitive procurement data while enabling task completion. Which practice best enforces security and compliance? A. Assign all available roles to new users to avoid access issues. B. Apply the principle of least privilege by granting only necessary roles. C. Create shared users for the team to simplify role assignment. D. Grant temporary admin rights to all users. Answer. Correct answer. C. Principle of least privilege ensures that users have only the roles required to perform their tasks, minimizing risk of data exposure. Assigning all roles introduces security vulnerabilities. Shared users reduce accountability and audit traceability. Temporary admin rights increase the risk of errors and policy violations. Properly scoped role assignment supports security, compliance, and operational efficiency, enabling users complete responsibilities without compromising sensitive procurement data, following Oracle security best practices. Question 21. In a context of supplier import, Mr. Allen is uploading a large batch of supplier data from spreadsheets. He notices several entries are rejected due to missing mandatory information. What is the most appropriate corrective action? A. Manually edit rejected entries in Excel and re-upload them. B. Disable validation rules temporarily to allow all records. C. Ask users to create suppliers one by one in the UI. D. Delete rejected entries and continue with partial import. Answer. Correct answer. A. Manually correcting rejected entries ensures that mandatory fields such as tax ID, banking information, or contact details are complete, maintaining data integrity and system compliance. Disabling validation undermines governance and may introduce errors. Creating suppliers one by one is inefficient for large volumes. Deleting rejected entries results in incomplete supplier records, which can disrupt procurement and report. Proper correction and re-upload aligned with Oracle best practices for supplier import, ensuring accuracy and operational continuity. Question 22. Considering the evidence in purchasing profiles, Henderson wants to optimize individual user preferences without compromising system controls. Which approach should she follow? A. Assign all system-wide default settings to every user. B. Configure personalized purchasing profiles based on role and usage patterns. C. Disable user preferences and enforce global defaults. D. Allow users to modify roles to match their preferences. Answer. Correct answer. B. Personalized purchasing profiles enable users to tailor defaults such as preferred suppliers, shipping addresses, and approval limits while maintaining compliance with system rules. Assigning all system-wide defaults may reduce efficiency. Disabling preferences removes flexibility and slows operations. Allowing role modifications compromises security and segregation of duties. Configuring user-specific profiles ensures stream. Procurement improves user experience and maintains governance within Oracle Procurement Cloud. Question 23. Under the assumption that contract clauses need to be standardized, Mr. Baker wants to minimize negotiation time across multiple contracts with different suppliers. What is the most effective Oracle-based approach? A. Draft unique clauses for each contract manually. B. Use clause library functionality to insert standardized clauses. C. Ignore clause standardization and rely on supplier proposals. D. Store clauses in external documents outside Oracle. Answer. Correct answer. B. Using a clause library allows organizations to maintain consistent, pre-approved contract language, reducing negotiation time and risk of legal or compliance issues. Drafting unique clauses for each contract is labor-intensive and prone to inconsistency. Ignoring standardization risks contractual ambiguity, while storing clauses externally reduces integration, auditability, and traceability. Clause libraries support best practices in contract management, ensuring consistency, compliance, and efficiency in Oracle Procurement Cloud. Question 24. When analyzing requisition management, Ortiz observes that end users frequently submit duplicate requisitions, causing approval delays. What is the recommended Oracle approach to prevent duplicates? A. Configure requisition validation rules to detect duplicate items. B. Allow all requisitions and manually merge duplicates. C. Disable requisition creation for certain users. D. Require managers to approve all requisitions before submission. Answer. Correct answer. A. Validation rules in Oracle can automatically detect duplicate items based on attributes like item, quantity, and requester, preventing redundant requisitions and improving efficiency. Allowing duplicates and manually merging is inefficient and error-prone. Disabling requisition creation for users reduces productivity. Requiring managerial pre-approval for all requisitions slows processes unnecessarily. Configuration enforces operational control, minimizes errors, and maintains audit compliance in self-service procurement. Question 25. From multiple perspectives, Lee is tasked with tracking supplier performance metrics and wants to integrate this with purchase orders. Which Oracle feature should he leverage? A. Use manual spreadsheets to track supplier metrics separately. B. Link supplier assessments and scorecards to procurement transactions. C. Rely solely on supplier invoices for performance evaluation. D. Track performance only during contract renewal periods. Answer. Correct answer. B. Linking supplier assessments and scorecards to procurement transactions allows continuous monitoring of supplier performance in real time. Manual spreadsheets are inefficient and prone to errors. Evaluating performance solely from invoices ignores quality, compliance, and service metrics. Tracking only at contract renewal is reactive and insufficient. Integrated supplier performance management aligns with Oracle best practices, supporting informed procurement decisions, risk mitigation, and continuous supplier improvement. Question 26. Based on the information in BB messaging, Martin wants to streamline electronic purchase order exchanges with suppliers. Which is the best approach? A. Continue sending purchase orders manually via email. B. Implement BB messaging using Oracle Integrated Document Exchange. C. Export POS to PDFs and store them for reference. D. Use external messaging tools without Oracle integration. Answer. Correct answer. C. BB messaging provides automated, secure, and auditable exchange of purchase orders between Oracle Procurement Cloud and suppliers. Manual email sending is inefficient and error-prone. Exporting POS as PDFs is not interactive or automated. External tools outside Oracle increase integration complexity and risk. Implementing Oracle Integrated BB messaging ensures real-time communication, accuracy, compliance, and enhanced supplier collaboration, reducing processing time and operational errors. Question 27. In the context of value sets and lookups, Singh wants to ensure that users can only select valid procurement categories in requisitions. Which approach is most appropriate? A. Allow free text entry for all category fields. B. Define and assign value sets for procurement categories. C. Provide a reference list of valid categories. D. Review categories manually after requisition submission. Answer. Correct answer. B. Value sets enforce predefined valid entries, ensuring data consistency and compliance with organizational standards. Free text entry can lead to errors and reporting inaccuracies. PDF references do not prevent invalid entries, and manual review is inefficient. By defining and assigning value sets, Oracle ensures that accurate data capture, supports reporting, and maintains control over procurement categorization, following practices for data integrity and usability. Question 20. Upon closer examination of change order management, is Gupta notices frequent unauthorized modifications to approved POS. Which strategy best mitigates this risk? A. Disable change order functionality entirely. B. Configure change orders with role-based approval and audit trails. C. Allow users to edit POS freely and notify managers after the fact. D. Require suppliers to approve any changes directly. Answer. Correct answer. D. Proper change order configuration with role-based approvals and audit trails ensures that only authorized personnel can modify purchase orders, preserving integrity, compliance, and traceability. Disabling change orders reduces flexibility and operational efficiency. Allowing unrestricted edits creates risk of errors and non-compliance. Supplier-only approval is insufficient for internal control. Oracle best practices emphasize controlled, auditable workflows for modifications to approved procurement documents. Question 29. Considering the evidence in attachments configuration, Mr. O'Connor wants to ensure that all requisitions have relevant supporting documents for auditing. What is the most effective approach? A. Allow users to upload attachments optionally. B. Configure mandatory attachment requirements for specified requisition types. C. Require email submission of supporting documents outside Oracle. D. Rely on managers to verify attachments manually after approval. Answer. Correct answer. B. Mandatory attachment configuration ensures that all necessary supporting documents are captured at requisition creation, supporting compliance, auditability, and data integrity. Optional uploads rely on user discretion, leading to gaps. Email submission outside Oracle creates tracking and compliance issues. Post-approval verification is reactive and inefficient. System-based mandatory attachments enforce governance, streamline approval, and reduce audit risk, aligning with Oracle Procurement Cloud best practices. Question 30. When faced with multiple approval hierarchies, Alvarez wants to optimize approval routing for large organizations with complex structures. What approach should she take? A. Assign all approvals to a single senior manager. B. Configure multi-level hierarchical approvals with conditions based on amount and department. C. Disable approvals to expedite processing. D. Route approvals manually via email. Answer. Correct answer. C. Multi-level hierarchical approval configuration ensures that procurement documents are routed according to organizational structure, threshold amounts, and departmental responsibilities. Assigning all approvals to a single manager creates bottlenecks and reduces segregation of duties. Disabling approvals compromises governance, compliance, and auditability. Manual email routing is inefficient and error-prone. Config rules in Oracle ensures automated, auditable, and scalable approval workflows, enhancing compliance and operational efficiency.